Hello and welcome to A Werewolf in Charleston, South Carolina. This is a visual novel by Rehedo Raven, so you should by now know more or less what their visual novels are about. They're like mix of horror, sometimes comedy, sometimes they're a little bit thriller, sometimes a little bit of this, little bit of that. This is their May Wolf entry, and I kind of skimmed it a little to make sure that I didn't need to do like any censoring, but thankfully they already do that. It's gonna be on, unfortunately. But yeah, what I saw, I liked. I almost ended up reading all of it, but I was like, no, wait a minute, I have to record this. Anyway, so I can't really tell you a lot, just that this is in a world where there is humans and there is werewolves. And that's pretty much all that I'm gonna go into detail about. So yeah. Anywho, so without further ado, let us begin A Werewolf in Charleston. Inside America's war on the werewolves, how the government is combating the canine epidemic. Last May, the United States government issued a state of emergency for the nation. President Donovan Reeves declared that we are being invaded by werewolves, wolf-like creatures that behave like humans. Since then, werewolf attacks have increased, especially in larger metropolitan areas. Police action to prevent such attacks has ramped up. Several cities have issued curfews to keep residents safe. But there is another issue at play here. What exactly are werewolves, and why must we? North American wolf population plummets. The werewolf crisis increases wolf hunting. Endangered species near extinction. Buffalo. There was a time when wolves were hunted for sport. Killing a wolf meant respect for the hunter, but the practice was banned in the United States as it was deemed unnecessary and cruel. Now, as a Society for Wolf Preservation found, the werewolf crisis has brought the sport back, and bigger than ever. Dog adoptions hit all-time low. Abandonment, abuse skyrocket. Man's best friend? Not anymore. There are legends about the United States werewolf revolution that ignited long ago. The movement that led to today, when werewolves are still fighting for their right to live peacefully. The government burned any documents and hunted any living souls that would expose the truth, so all we have are fragments of stories. Stories of how werewolves would be dragged through the streets and hanged right in the public square. Stories of how humans disappeared or died under mysterious circumstances. Stories of monsters incomprehensible to any mind. This is one of those legends, which I believe to be the catalyst for this movement. The shift in the sands of this horrific paradigm. It starts in a city on a harbor, a civilization so devout one would find churches on every street. Charleston, South Carolina. Yes, the perfect setting for this monstrous, violent, salacious tale. In the heart of that city, from the cracks of one human's unfulfilling life, a revolution will rise. Welcome to the holy fucking city. My brothers and sisters, I regret to inform you all that there has been another werewolf attack, this time on our Somerville ward. None were killed except for the werewolf itself, who was shot down by law enforcement, though several were injured in the chaos. This is the fourth werewolf attack that takes place this year, and it's the first one against our own church. My brothers and sisters, it appears that these attacks are becoming more common. But fear not, for we shall stand united, strengthened by our faith in the Lord. The voice of my father radiates throughout the chapel, demanding attention and soothing anxious churchgoers. That's Randolph Crane, one of Charleston's most influential religious leaders. And he makes that apparent here. He knows his way with words. He knows how to comfort people in times of worry. With these werewolf attacks increasing in frequency and intensity, we are certainly in need of a voice like him. I couldn't be prouder of him. Be steadfast and have no fear, for we shall overcome these trials and tribulations through faith. I say this in the name of our Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen. The punctuating words echoed through the pews. He has done his job well. We will now begin the passing of the sacrament, starting with the singing of hymn 169. The Human. Excellent speech today. Well, that is my job. The sun shines directly above us as we head home. It's getting warmer and more humid every day. It's definitely May. Father keeps his eyes peeled as he squeezes through the tight roads of downtown. So Andy, you excited for your birthday party? To be honest, he's more excited than I am. I've reached the point where age is just a number, and my birthday is a day like any other. Still, I put on my best smile for him. Of course. Visitors chatter around me, but all I hear is a blur of noise. People from the church ward gather throughout our house, and they mainly just talk amongst their own circles. Though when I walk by, I do get a few birthday wishes. I try to note who exactly came, on account of my father wanting me to be a little more social. I lose track almost immediately after receiving wishes from Penelope Pritchard and her 8-year-old Fiona. Happy birthday, Brother Crane. Happy 21st birthday, young man. Drink responsibly. Don't drink. This whole thing was my father's idea. He says I'm a proper man now, and we need to celebrate. Except he also said that about my 18th birthday, and my 15th, and my 12th. I find myself stumbling over to the kitchen where my father is talking with his bishopric. By the way, Randolph, that was a truly great speech you gave today. Thank you, so I've heard. It's truly unnerving, all the werewolf attacks happening lately. Truly, the overnight shifts must be tiring for you two. Oh, tell me about it. Werewolf spottings are rare, but you can never be too careful. You gotta sweep the entire city. I've been wondering, what exactly do you think werewolves are? Pardon? Like, where do they come from? What's their deal? Why are they so heathenish? Well, we can only theorize. I believe werewolves are connected to the moon, so they are at their strongest during full moons. Right. But there have been sightings of werewolves in broad daylight. Right. Curious, indeed. You know, the Cajuns believed in a creature called the Rougarou. It's a wolf-like creature that some humans turn into. They stay like that for 101 days before transferring to another human by drawing blood. Yeah, and the Catholics believe that it would eat you if you broke your Lent fast. Darius and my father share a hearty laugh. I try to go along with it. Oh yeah, happy birthday, Randy Jr. Thanks. You know, this whole werewolf thing must be so hard on you since your mom died. To be honest, this is harder on my father than it is on me. I was only a baby when a werewolf killed Mom. Dad's promised vengeance on werewolves ever since. Yeah, quite concerning. Well, I'll tell you what. If I ever see a werewolf, I'll kill it with my bare hands. They have no place here. Darius has a hearty laugh. Dad tries to go along, but it's weaker and clearly uncomfortable. You doing okay, Andy? All the talking is making my head pound. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I might need to lay down for a bit. Oh, yes, of course. No worries. We're almost done here anyway. Gotta meet the curfew. Oof, yep. Full moon tonight. That'll be rough. Don't go out at night, or I'll arrest you. Darius laughs again. I smile, silently thankful. The rest of the party goes by in a blur, and by 8 p.m., everyone has left. I can't quite feel myself as I make myself comfortable in bed. Yet, I can feel something shifting around in my gut. It's a weird sensation, though I probably just ate too much. The door opens and Father peeks through. Hey, Andy, did you have a good day? Despite the numbness, I managed to fake an energetic nod. You sure? You seem a bit out of it tonight. Sorry about Brother Moore, by the way. I know he gets a little overbearing. It's okay, it's not him. I might have just eaten too much. Ah, well, that happens. I know you like gumbo, but I wasn't planning for 6 different people to bring it. Yeah. Well then, sleep easy. Love you, son. Love you too. Good night, Dad. He closes the door, leaving me alone. Finally, some quiet. The light of the full moon drifts through the curtain, illuminating my room. I try to fall asleep, but it becomes weirdly hot. Sure, summer is coming, but it feels too hot, even for this time of the year. I toss and turn, but I can never find a comfortable position. I throw the sheets off of me, but I can't cool down. I find myself damp with sweat. Is the heater malfunctioning? I glance at the clock. After midnight. Alright, I have to figure this out. So, as quietly as I can, I crack the door open. Dad should be asleep, so I doubt that he caused this. I tiptoe down the wooden stairs. The third step from the bottom is very creaky, so I make sure to step over that one. As soon as I'm on the ground floor, I make a beeline for the thermostat, using the moonlight as my guide. Huh? It's set to 69 degrees. And when I listen close enough, I can hear the air conditioning running. So, is it actually broken? Or is tonight just that muggy? Sweat drips down my head still, saliva gathers in my mouth, a lot more than normal. And a sharp pain spikes in my chest. What is happening? I clutch my chest, and I try to control my increasingly labored breaths. Something shifts in my torso. What the? I stumble to the nearest bathroom and shut myself inside. I lean over the sink as my heart burns. Why is it so hard to breathe? And my stomach. It feels like it's moving. Looking into the mirror, I lift my shirt up. There's something moving, crawling under my skin. I take the shirt off and I try to feel the shape out, but it only rides further, causing me to double over. And then it crawls up my body. It feels like something is trying to burst out of my torso. The burning in my heart becomes white hot. The shifting skin reaches my neck, and soon I cannot breathe. Everything becomes a painful blur. A Werewolf in Charleston, South Carolina. At first, I see nothing. But soon colors come to me, and then shapes. I'm on the ground, aching against the uncomfortable, hard wood. I'm drenched, and I can't tell which direction is which. I feel cold. I try to get up, but my body feels different. Like this is its first time moving. I nearly fall, but I manage to pull myself up, using the sink for support. Everything is still blurry, but my vision starts to become more clear when I glance at the mirror. The mirror is all foggy. I have to whip the condensation in order to look at myself. I fall on my rear, which sends a sharp pain up my spine. Because what I saw in the mirror was not me. And yet, when I glanced down at my hands, they are not my own. Instead of pale skin, they are covered in obsidian black fur, the fingers ending in sharp claws. My breaths get heavy. I try to get back up. I stumble again, but this time from fear rather than weakness. I stand and lean against the sink, and I make the mistake of looking up. What is this? Thing staring back at me. A long snout protrudes from the center of my face. Large, triangular ears sprout from my scalp, and they splay back. Bright amber eyes stare with the same fear that freezes me. And my entire body is covered in this slick black fur. No. This has to be a dream. This has to be a dream. I pinch myself, a claw on my arm, and the pain is real. I look around me and I listen. The only sounds that I can hear right now are the air conditioner humming and the cicadas singing their songs outside. Except, they're a lot louder than before. So much so that I press down on my ears. No. This can't be real. This can't be real. My breaths become shallow. My heart pounds. There's so much noise. My dad can't see me like this. Everything becomes blurry as I burst out of the bathroom and run outside my house. Tears sting my eyes as I run through the empty dark streets. A damp scent assaults my nostrils. Humidity, condensation. I claw at my arm, trying to see human skin under this fur. But my skin is just as dark as the fur covering it. My new claws break the skin, and a deep scarlet seeps into the fur. This is real. What do I do? I run through the city with no direction. Whenever I see the figure of a human, I turn and sprint the other way. An array of sounds pounds in my ears. Cicadas, dogs barking, the wind, distant cars. I don't even know where I'm going. Everything gets so blurry that I almost don't see the headlights rushing towards me. I notice them at the last second and I dive out of the way as the vehicle swerves. Whoa, hey, watch where you go. I tumble against brick for a moment, which scrapes me. The pain is very real. I look at the stopped vehicle, a motorcycle. And the rider is looking right at me with piercing eyes. A scarf covers most of their face, but that snout and those ears are unmistakable. A new one. I can't comprehend what I'm seeing. They're not repulsed by me? Get on. It takes me a moment to process the command. And when I do, I only freeze. What? Now? They look at me, and they're not trying to kill me. I don't... Look, it's not safe for you out here. If a human spots you, they'll either call the police or kill you themselves. I'll take you somewhere safe, but you're going to have to trust me. What else am I supposed to do? I stumble over to the mystery rider, and I sit down behind him. Hold on tight. They rev the engine, and I wrap my arms around them as they accelerate. Brick buildings whip by as the rider speeds through the city. Meanwhile, I'm still trying to process everything. What is happening? Where are we going? Ah, you're definitely a new one. What do you mean? Alright, listen up. As you can see, you're a werewolf. But I'm not though. Yep, that's what many say after their first transformation. I'm not a werewolf. The rider only chuckles. Then why do you have a long triangular snout and ears, a tail and fur on your entire body? I don't answer. But why? I wasn't... Can I turn back? I know you have a lot of questions, and they will be answered. Where are we even going? We're heading to a place where you'll be safe. Other werewolves gather there. It's their haven. Now quiet down if possible. I have to concentrate here. Okay. We ride in silence for several more minutes. The mystery rider navigates the darker corners of an eerily empty downtown. Soon he turns into a dingy alley. If it weren't for a single dim light bulb ahead, I wouldn't see anything. The rider stops the bike. But for a moment he doesn't move. It worries me. Sir? Now listen. He reaches into his tan jacket. From there, he pulls out a knife. And he points it right at my neck. Whoa, what the hell? Don't fuss, just listen. I obey his command. Our den has a strict policy of absolute secrecy. That means that you must not share any personal information. Your name, your address, your family, nothing. And you cannot say anything about this den to any humans. If any human walks into our den, we will kill them and whoever caused their presence. Do I make myself clear? At first, I only freeze. He wants me to just give myself up? Do I? Yes, I understand. Recite the following words. I hereby swear that I will not disclose any information about this den to any human being, nor will I give away any private information to the werewolves at this den. I repeat the words, trying not to hesitate. Good. Now draw blood. What? Any way you like. Prick your finger, slice your hand, slit your wrist, I don't care. Just punctuate your oath with your blood. I shudder for a moment, but I end up pricking a finger with one of my new sharp claws. A bead of blood oozes from the finger, and I show it to the red wolf. Great. He stows a knife back into his jacket. In that case, assuming your sincerity, I shall take you to our leader. They will help you get settled. You will also need a new name. A new name? Yes, a name for your werewolf. He dismounts the bike, and I follow him to a door at the end of the alley. He picks at a lock. Why would I need a new name for the wolf? Wow, somebody's bad at critical thinking. Like I said, can't give us your real name. Your old self, throw them away, basically. You need a new name to keep yourself safe. Okay, I get it. What's your werewolf name? You can call me Luis. The lock gives way, and we head inside. We find ourselves in a hallway. The wolf named Luis moves through with ease, but I struggle to see in the dark. We pass a windowed door, and through it I see, illuminated by moonlight, a bar? Down here. I follow Luis's voice, which takes me down a flight of stairs. I have to feel along the walls and take careful steps. At the bottom, we enter another hallway, this one lined with barrels. Almost there. Luis walks straight through the cellar. Are you going to trap me in the walls? Oh. At the end of the cellar, we come across a giant painting, a classic portrait of Paul Revere. What? Shh. A silence as Luis leans against the painting's intricate wooden frame. He knocks on the frame. At first, it seems like his knocking is random, but then I realize that there is a rhythm to it. And not just that, I recognize the tune. Clair de Lune? Luis simply holds a finger over his mouth. And then, light beams from Revere's eyes. I jump back, but Luis stands in front of the light. The eyes go dark again, and the painting swings away from the wall. It opens to reveal a staircase, colorful light coming from the bottom. Also, a deep pulsing reverberates off the walls. Standing at the top of the staircase is a gray werewolf who regards Luis. Welcome back, Luis. He looks towards me. Ah, a new face. Yep, jittery this one, but he's made the oath, and I'll help him acclimate. Alright, well in that case, Zizi will be expecting you. Come on in. Luis descends, and while I hesitate at first, I follow. And when I reach the bottom, I enter a new world. Dim purple lights reveal an oddly sterile room before me. There is a bar straight across, a dance floor to the left, and a hall to the right. Pulsing music echoes throughout the room. It's nothing like the church hymns that we sing every Sunday. It's hypnotic. The space is inhabited by werewolves. They lounge on the couches, they drink at the bar, they dance, they laugh. It reminds me of any regular bar downtown at night, except a little more lively. This music is pounding in my ears. My heart is burning again when one of the lounging werewolves looks at me. Their gaze stabs me. Sorry, I shouldn't be here. I'll just go get... Nope. I try to head back to the stairs, but Luis pushes me further into the room. He guides me towards the hall, past onlooking werewolves who simply grin at me. Ah, it's a new one. A few laugh, and I can tell that it's directed at me. Luis, I shouldn't be here. They're staring. Maybe relax your shoulders then. Just act natural. This isn't natural. Yep, that's what they all say. I lower my shoulders, but they are very much still tense. The red wolf leads me down the hallway. Each side has several doors. Behind one of them, I hear moaning and a rhythmic thumping. Oh God. Is he going to... The thought petrifies me. Luis, what are you... Oh, that? No, I'm not doing that. Stop worrying so much, okay? That doesn't help. At all. Look, I'm taking you to our founder. They're great. They'll help you. Get used to all this. Huh? Just be calm. We reach the end of the hall, and we are met with a door more ornate than the others. Luis knocks the same rhythm as before. Yes, yes, come on in. Luis enters, gently pushing me along. This room is fancier than the rest of the area. Instead of purple, this room is drenched in red. The walls are lined with velvet, and there are pictures contained in intricate frames. And sitting at a desk is a rather gorgeous wolf. The heavy red light makes it hard to distinguish their fur patterns. Welcome back, Luis. I see the moon spirit has brought a new face to us. Yep, I found him just west of downtown. Careful, he's still got the heebie-jeebies. If I had to guess, he's probably just first transformed tonight. Ah, well, that's no problem. They stand up and strut over to me. Hello, young man. Welcome to the den. I am Zizi, and if there's any help that you need, you can come to me. Hi, Zizi? Moon spirit? Our guardian from the lunar sphere. They watch over us werewolves. That's not in the Bible. I'm sorry. I'm still confused about, everything. Well, that's what I'm here for. So tell me, when did you first transform? Flashes of the memory stab me. Tonight. Your hunch was right, Luis. What's happening? Why am I a werewolf? I was... a classic query. So, you see, you're a werewolf because you have been touched by the good grace of the moon spirit. Though for the sake of practicality, let's say that it's really because you, just simply are. There are no rhyme or reasons as to who exactly is a werewolf. Believe me, we're trying to figure out if it's a genetic thing or not, but, well, let's just say the government doesn't like werewolves or science. And why did you first transform now? Because you're fully grown, basically. How old are you? Without saying your birthday. 21. Checks out. So, I'm a werewolf because I just am? Pretty much, yeah. My heart sinks. How do I get rid of it? You can't. What? So you either live with it or try to fight it for the rest of your life, though I wouldn't recommend the latter. So what am I supposed to do? Just stay calm. Don't try to fight it. Trust me, you'll only hurt yourself if you do. We werewolves take power from the moon spirit. That means our wolf form will emerge when the moon is in the sky. You'll turn back to your human form come morning. However, things are going to get, weird for you for the next few weeks. Weird how? You know how you can see the moon during the day in some phases? I nod. Yeah, let's just say that, limits its power. It has some odd effects on werewolves. Again, just try not to fight it. This is a natural process. I know this sounds contradictory, but do try to keep it hidden from your human peers. Yes, this stage is hard enough without all the prejudice. I'm still having trouble comprehending this. Why me? Why now? How am I gonna live 2 separate lives? I think he's stressed enough. I agree, we should end it here for now. You can come to me if you need more help. But first, we need to give you a new name. Oh right, Luis said... good old Luis wastes no time. The red wolf clicks his tongue and winks. So tell me, young wolf, is there a name that stands out to you? If not, I could give you one, but we just want to make sure that your name feels right to you. The idea of changing my name unsettles me. Father always said the first name is a sacred gift from the parents, the surname a gift from God. But if I were to do so anyway? Truth be told, I've always liked the name Oliver. It always stood out to me, and I like the way that it rolls off my tongue. Alright, I'll do that. How about Oliver? A strong name indeed. I like it. From here on out, your wolf form shall be called Oliver. Do I need a last name? You can have additional names if you wish, but it's not required. So, do you like the name Oliver? For the first time since I transformed, I feel somewhat comfortable. Yes. Perfect. Louise pats my back and smiles. See? This isn't so bad, is it? Well, I still feel weird. That happens. You'll feel that way for a while. Trust me, I know nothing about your personal life, but if this conversation was anything to go off, I can assume that I was no different than you. Thanks? ZZ returns to their desk, and I notice what's really on it: a few candles and a wooden bowl on a cloth mat. They light the candles. In the dim light, they prick their finger and let the blood drip into the bowl in the center. They punctuate the ritual by pricking off a clump of fur off their chest and dripping it into the bowl. So the spirit of the moon may watch over you. Now go enjoy yourself. At dawn, Louise here will drop you off at a designated location. ZZ shoos us, and Louise escorts me out of their office. I spend the night sitting in a couch in a corner of the den, watching everyone else enjoy various pleasures in an awkward silence. Some of them drink at the bar, others dance. Several groups play various card games. I can also spot a couple making out in another corner. I do not fit in here, but where else am I supposed to go? Soon though, Louise comes over carrying 2 small glasses containing a brown drink. What you doing all alone? I don't know. I don't know anybody here. It's like that at first. Drink? He lifts up one of the glasses. I don't drink. He shrugs. Suit yourself. He sits down beside me and takes a sip from one of the glasses, setting the other one down on a coffee table. Just so you know though, you are of legal drinking age, so they can't arrest you for this. What is it? Bourbon. Damn good bourbon too. Our bartender May over there is quite talented. He swirls a drink in his cup before taking another sip. So, ZZ said that you're going to drop me off somewhere? Yep. That's kind of the whole thing. I and a few others pick up and drop off werewolves at designated spots throughout the city. Because obviously no humans allowed in the den, and it's dangerous to drop them off right at their homes. We also go around the city every full moon looking for new werewolves to bring to the den. I see. Wait, aren't you driving? Yep, a little buzz won't hurt though. Oh yeah, speaking of which, I remember picking you up in the Charleston village over by the Western Peninsula. Do you live in that area? Yeah, I do. Okay, I have a drop-off spot there. Could you find your way back home yourself? I never had trouble with my sense of direction. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, anyway. Okay, you. I don't know what we do if you said no. I stare at the second glass of bourbon, sitting still at the table in front of me, the liquid inside placid. I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't a little curious. But this night was stressful enough. I don't want to make it worse, especially if I happen to have a low alcohol tolerance. I might try it another time. The bourbon, I mean. No pressure though. I spend the rest of the night keeping to myself, though I occasionally make small talk with Luis. This whole thing, it still terrifies me, but he helps to assure me. The moon is low in the western sky. To the east, a faint orange line traces the horizon. I'm hanging on to Luis again as he rides his bike throughout downtown. He's quite stocky, yet there is a softness to him. He's clearly tough, well sculpted for this environment, but good-willed on the inside. I like it. Alright, this is where I'll pick you up and drop you off from now on. I look around me. Luis has stopped at an alleyway between 2 brick buildings. The streets on each side are also quite narrow. I noticed a lack of windows and streetlights over here. Vines growing from these buildings also obscure the view of the alley. It's a well-hidden spot overall. You're going to have to walk home yourself. Can you do that? Yeah, I'm sure. Alright, I'll be here around midnight tomorrow. Whether you come is up to you. Got it? Got it. That's it for me then. I disembark and start my way down the alley. Oh, Oliver? I stop in my tracks and look back to Louise. Yeah? We said it before, but things are going to get weird from now on. Just, don't fight it, but also try to hide it from your peers. I know, it's weird, but that's how it is, understood? Yeah, I guess so. Alright, midnight tomorrow. Come if you want, though I would recommend you do. He winks before starting his engine. I step out of the alley and let him pass. He zooms down the street and soon he is gone. I'm left alone in the empty street. I look down at my hand. My heart drops when I still see it covered with the obsidian black fur. How am I gonna hide this from everyone? From my dad, the most observational person in my life. Nothing ever escapes him. I suppose that I should do as Louise said. So I take account of my surroundings, memorize a location, and start my home. I keep an eye out for any humans, avoiding any usually busy areas. The sky is a lighter purple when I arrive home. Every window is still dark. Dad must still be asleep. So I pick the lock and sneak inside, though not before looking around me to make sure that no one is watching. The house is empty, still and quiet. I tiptoe upstairs, trying not to make even the slightest noise. Soon I reach my room and I shut myself inside. I make sure to lock the door and then crawl back into bed. I stare up at the ceiling, a million thoughts racing in my mind. What am I gonna do? The wolf. Wake up, wolfling. The next thing that I know, it's noon in the next day. And I stare up at the ceiling, my body numb. And then I gain consciousness. I raise my arm to look at it. I'm met with human skin, no nightly fur or sharp claws. It's normal. I think back to last night. Did that really happen, or was it all just a nightmare? Whatever the case, I'm back to normal. For now, at least. I return to just staring at the ceiling, not sure what to make of whatever just happened. The turning of a knob scares me out of my daze. The door to my room doesn't open, though. The knob rattles some more before there is a knock at the door. Andy, you awake? Oh, yeah. I jolt awake and sprint to the door. I unlock it and swing it open to be met with my father standing right outside. Why did you lock the door? I look down and, to my embarrassment, notice that I am still shirtless. I don't remember doing that. Maybe it just did that. Old house, you know. He looks at me and there's suspicion in his eyes. That wasn't a good excuse at all. All right then. Did you sleep okay? It's kind of late. Yes, well, I guess I did kind of struggle with sleep last night, but I did fall asleep and I didn't get much sleep. Ah, well, it was the full moon. That happens. I'm fixing lunch if you want to join. Okay, great. Dad smiles and nods before heading downstairs. What was all that? The rest of the day is standard fare. I do my daily mathematics and Bible study. Dad has me volunteer to teach a primary class in a few weeks, in place of their teacher who is on a trip. Dad and I spend our early dinner brainstorming lesson plans. The entire time, though, I keep my eyes on the sky outside, paying attention as the sun inches ever closer to the horizon. I steel myself and prepare a question. Hey, I think I'm gonna head to sleep early tonight to, catch up since. Oh, of course. When the time comes, I excuse myself and do the normal nighttime routine. As I finish, Dad comes up to greet me. Okay, good night, Dad. I'll see you in the morning. I rush to my room and I'm about to close the door before Dad grabs it, keeping it open. Oh, Andy? The motion makes me jolt a little. I try my best to act normal. Yes? If there's anything that you need, just let me know. Okay? I know. Great, good night. Night. With that, he closes the door. I'm alone again, just in time for the sun to set. I bring my ear to the door and listen for Dad's footsteps. I hear his own bedroom door closing. I let out a breath that I didn't realize that I'd been holding. So I lock the door for my own safety. I sit down on my bed and just wait. My legs bob up and down, and my body shakes as I dread transforming again. Just let it happen. Will it be painful? Will people know when I transform? I don't know, but I watch the window with impatience. After what feels like hours, the moon finally rises, the sun sets, and the sky becomes fully dark. Indeed, something shifts inside of me again. I try to ease myself, to take deep breaths. I count to 50. My body seizes up and I fall. I blink, and the next thing that I know, I'm on the floor, looking at the ceiling. An uncomfortable pressure permeates my entire body. A stiffness discourages me from moving my limbs. All that I can do is look up in a daze as the discomfort slowly subsides. When I feel like I can move again, I look at my hand. My stomach drops a little when I see the black fur. I'm a wolf again. I suppose all that I can do is wait for Luis. He said to meet him in the alley at midnight. I look to the clock. I still have some time. So I wait longer, just staring at the clock as the hours tick by. When I decide that it's time, I leave my room. I don't encounter my father as I sneak out of the house. I use my memory as I navigate the city's barren streets. I do make a few wrong turns, but eventually I find the meetup alley. True to his word, Luis is there, mounted on his bike. So, you came back after all. Hey, Luis. I mount behind him, and he doesn't wait before taking off. It's like I said, the police are a bunch of doddering morons. Wait, so Patrick and crew just rode straight through the downtown? Yep, I rode behind them. They were even whooping and cheering. That's admirable, though exceedingly reckless. Yeah, I gave them hell for it. It was kinda cool though. Luis and Azizi continue their conversation as they drink. I just sit to their side, still feeling unfit for this place of vice. I try not to mind the thumping coming from the side rooms. So, why is... The two go silent and look at me. Oh boy. Why is the den... like this? What do you mean? Like, why do you all drink and do nasty stuff? Why is it all... sinful? Sinful. You must be a churchgoer. What denomination? Zizi glares at Luis. Never mind, don't answer that. The den was founded to give the werewolves a place to be free. America doesn't like booze. We sell booze. Sex is only between a married man and a woman? Not here. Sex is open to anyone as long as there's consent. Unfortunately, that's also why those in power are so aggressive towards us. But why here? In Charleston of all places. Oh, there are other werewolf dens across the country. However, it's not much better for us anywhere else. Some will tell you about how amazing cities like New York are. Well, I hate to break it to you, but New York City ain't shit. But Charleston, with taller buildings and more smog. So I, being a Charleston native, figured that I might as well start here. Oh, Oliver, we've been meaning to tell you something. We didn't tell you this last night since you seemed stressed enough. Oh boy. Okay. There is a solution for this whole thing. Turning back and forth between werewolf and human. For a moment, hope sparks on my chest. What is it? Luis and Zizi look at each other in silence. The red wolf nods. Become a werewolf permanently. And then that hope is immediately snuffed out. Are you kidding me? No, I'm not. I know it sounds scary, but that's really your only option. Now, in order to become a wolf permanently, you must consume part of another werewolf under the light of a blood moon. Consume? Like, eat someone? Not quite. It could be anything from them. Fur, spit, flesh, blood, organs, even other bodily fluids. Other fluids? Cum, semen, sperm, vaginal fluids, sweat, even piss and shit if you're that dedicated. And eating is just an option. You can just shove it up your ass or your nose or ears, anything really. Just make sure that it gets inside of you. That is sinful. Yeah, I found that intercourse is one of the best and frankly most ethical ways to make your final transformation. Oh, what the hell? However, there is one condition. You must do this specifically on the first lunar eclipse after your first transformation. If you fail to do this, well, you don't want to know. Zizi's eyes become oddly intense at that remark. What? Now, here's why your timing in particular is immaculate. The next lunar eclipse is the very next full moon. Really? Yes. So you'll only have a whole month to make your decision. Oh God. Yeah, I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way. I hope the guy that I do it with is cute. Guy? Yes. That is sinful. Well, okay. I'm gonna get some more shots. Luis gets up and rushes over to the bar without another word. Meanwhile, Zizi just looks at me. What? Be respectful to Luis. He's had it rough. Okay. He's waited 5 years for this eclipse. 5 years? Oh yes, others have waited longer. Don't tell him that I told you this, but Luis's human family, well, they threw him out. This is the only home that he has. And he also lost a lover last year. He's still not quite over it. You might have noticed a bundle of the fur that he wears around his neck. Yeah. That was his lover's. Oh. Sorry, you didn't know. It's fine. Luis will be okay. He's tough. But the Bible said, look, the other people who believe in your God would kill you if they saw you. Luis doesn't believe in your God, yet he gave you a chance when you needed it. So just be kind to him, okay? Okay. Luis soon comes back carrying multiple glasses. Alright, got some shots and I'm gonna share the hottest gay sex tips. What? Luis and I are silent as we ride. As I hold on to him, something comes to mind. My hands trace up his tough torso. On his chest, my fingers find something soft, hairy, held together by something dry and flaky. Just as I realize what it is, Luis slaps my hand away. He doesn't say anything, so I remain silent. Wolfling. Hello? 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 Who are you? Who am I indeed? Am I what you call God? Am I a spirit of the moon? Am I just the narrator of a ghost story? Where am I? In your bed at home at 219 Trinity Avenue, Charleston, South Carolina, United States. But your mind is in a realm conjured by yourself in your state of REM sleep. Are you the spirit of the moon? I might be. Now, who are you? I'm not sure. Well, figure it out. Next full moon, decide your path. It's all your choice. What happens if I miss the eclipse? Oh, I'm not sure. Maybe something like this? Or perhaps something like this? Oh God. Now run along. We got a word limit. Cock-a-doodle-doo. I'm knocked back to earth. I'm in my bed, once again looking at the ceiling. And dear God, I feel hot. Why is it? I raise my arms and I immediately see what's wrong. They're hairier than normal, way too hairy. What the? I look down at my torso. A long line of thick fur runs down my chest and stomach, matted down by sweat. A musky scent comes from me, one that I am not used to. What? I leap out of bed and rush to the bathroom. In the shower, I try to shave the fur off with a razor. Soon the bathtub floor is covered in hair, and the water does its best to wash it down. Damn it. A knock at the door makes me jump. Andy? I locked the door, right? Yeah? You getting ready? For what? For the gardens. That was today, remember? Ah, shit. Oh, yeah, right. I'll be right out. Okay, good. His footsteps walk away. I let out a breath that I didn't realize that I'd been holding. I go back to shaving and washing down as much of the wolf fur as possible. Please go away. Dad and I take a hike through one of our favorite botanical gardens. I'm wearing a long-sleeve shirt to try and hide the razor bumps on my arms and torso. Unfortunately for me, though, today is hot as hell. It's a usual spring day. The humidity makes the air hot and heavy. Cicadas singing their songs in the dense forest. I try not to walk into the occasional swarm of bugs. Oh, Andy, check this out. Dad stops and he observes something off the side of the trail. He gestures for me to come, and so I obey. My gaze follows his outstretched arm pointing to the forest. A gray wolf prances through the bushes about 50 feet away from us. Oh my, should we get away? Just don't bother it. So we observe the wolf as it wanders its habitat. It looks peaceful, keeping to itself. Its fur patterns are pretty. What do you think it's doing? Might be hunting. There are also deer in this area. A loud crack silences the forest. Before I know it, scarlet bursts from the wolf's neck and paints the forest floor beneath it. The wolf flinches before it falls to the ground. What the? I'm frozen by the sight of the wolf twitching on the forest floor. Dad calls out to the forest. Hey, who's there? Oh, there's someone here? A male voice responds, and then the source steps out onto the trail. An older man with a scruffy beard, sporting a shotgun. Dad walks right up to him. Hey, you shouldn't be hunting here. This is a protected area. Oh shit, sorry man. It's just that I've been hunting this wolf for hours. Thought that it might be one of them werewolves. I didn't realize that this was a preserve, sorry. The conversation between Dad and the hunter is distant because I just stare at the wolf on the ground. I highly doubt werewolves and actual wolves are connected. Just please don't kill anymore. And be careful. Yeah. The hunter disappears down the trail. I walk up to the wolf. Red oozes from its neck. It whimpers and twitches. It's still alive. Hell. Sorry, Andy. That wasn't meant to happen. No. We look down at the pitiful canine on death's door. It's still alive. Yep. We should put it out of its misery. You want to do the honors? Before I can process what he said, Dad offers me a switchblade. Huh? Wait, what? We can't just leave it like this. Might as well end its suffering now. He holds the knife closer. My hand shakes as I take it from him. Blade in hand, I kneel down over the wolf. My chest and head pound as I shakily bring the blade to the wolf's neck. It looks up at me with pained eyes. Just one swipe, and it's over. But I just can't. Andy? I'm sorry, Dad. I can't. He sighs. Fine. Give it. He doesn't wait for me. Rather, he takes the blade and kneels next to the wolf himself. Without any fear, he slices the wolf's neck. In just a few seconds, the animal stops moving. I look at it in stunned silence. My father stands up, nonchalant, and cleans the blade with a rag before stowing it away. There. Done and done. He notices my silence and his brief annoyance relents to a gentle sympathy. Oh look, Andy. I know it's hard, killing an animal to end its suffering, but that just happens sometimes. Sometimes you have to do the hard things to help others. It might feel wrong, but it's better that we did this. He holds my shoulders and directs my gaze to him. Listen, if you ever find an animal in suffering, don't be afraid to put it out of its misery. Understood? I look up at him, distant. I feel empty inside. I understand. And that's why Brother Bartley has to teach his primary with the door open now. To celebrate the ordination of several members of the Melchizedek priesthood, the ward is holding a potluck. Several families gather in the church's gym, enjoying a variety of home-cooked meals. I'm sitting with the elders, both veteran and new, but all the young men's small talk is distant to me. All that I can do is think back to the wolf in the forest. Something deep inside of me considers a possibility that werewolves really are connected to wild wolves. It seems unlikely, yet the idea still uneases me. And then, an image flashes in my mind, one that petrifies me. I imagine Luis, laying on the ground, a hole in his neck. But why him? So Andy, you're Bishop Crane's son, right? Though the horrifying image lingers in my vision, I try to put up a casual conversational facade. Yep, that's me. Sick. I hear the bishop's gonna try to get a spot in the 70. That's tight, man. Yeah, it's been a dream of his. I answer automatically as I try to pick away at the slice of lasagna. Also, I heard you served your mission in Charleston? Oh, yeah. It was him who convinced my family to convert. Sick. Though you could have served anywhere in the world, but why here? Well, I love this city, and I don't know, the outside world is just scary to me. I get that. Yo, what happened to your hand? I'm confused at first until I follow Ethan's finger pointing to my right hand. Something is bulging out of its side, near my pinky finger. The skin over the bump is smooth and yellow. When I noticed a single black hair burrowed under the skin, the realization hits me like a bag of bricks. Looks nasty. When did that happen? Quick, think of a response. I, burned myself. It hurt. If you could just excuse me. I not so smoothly stand up and flee the gym. Damn it, not now, Oliver. I shut myself inside a primary classroom. I doubt anyone is going to come in here. I hide behind the piano in a far corner and I stare at my hand. The bulge has only gotten bigger, more black hairs appearing just under the damp skin. It's like an oversized infected pimple. I squeeze it with my other hand, as if that will help anything. Nothing happens, so I pinch it. The nails pierce the skin, which sends a wave of pain up my hand. I try not to react to it. I don't want to alert anyone. Some kind of pale yellow liquid oozes from the spot where I pricked. I squeeze again and more comes out. Except that makes it worse. Because then something else pokes the bump's surface from inside. It's black and sharp, like... The blade pops the bulge. I can only watch in horror as something emerges from the new hole in my hand, making the skin roll back. A whole appendage, covered in black fur, slicked flat by the pus. A finger. Oliver's finger. No. No. This can't be happening. I can't go out like this. What do I do? I look around the classroom. Children's scribble smiling drawings taunt me in my torment. A painting of the savior himself looks down at me. I find a bunch of small colorful plastic boxes on the table. I rush over to them and scramble through their contents. They're filled with school supplies like crayons and pencils. And then I finally see one. A pair of scissors. It's not one of those dull safety scissors, but it's also not razor sharp. Will this even work? Hiding behind the piano again, I hold the scissors over my right hand. My whole body trembling, I slowly close the blades around the base of my sixth finger. I feel some sharpness. Hopefully this will work. I press harder. Pressure pricks around the finger's base. And then the skin is broken. Blood drips from the appendage. I bite my tongue to keep myself from screaming out loud. It hurts so bad, but I keep going. The blade goes deeper. When they get stuck, I slide them across the finger, like cutting steak with a knife. The scissors hit something hard, bone. A hellish fire burns in my entire hand. My eyes sting, tears form in their corners. I lock the scissors in place around the bone and shift them around wildly. The rapid, random movements only open the skin more, sending blood flowing down the side of my hand. I yank hard. The finger drops to the ground, sending rivulets of blood and pus with it. The hole in my hand feels blazing hot and ice cold at the same time. I need to cover this now. I spot a box of tissues on the top of the piano. I tear a handful out and stuff them in and around the wound, pressing as hard as I can. Blood seeps into the tissue, but I keep pressing. Soon, though, the intense pain subsides, and I'm left with a slight burning pressure from where the hole is. What the? Anxious, I slowly remove the tissue from my hand. There is a noticeable purple line where the finger emerged, but it's not bleeding anymore. I look to the ground. The wolf's finger is still there, blood oozing from it. How did that happen? I need to clean this up, now. I take several more tissues and wrap the finger up in them before shoving it in my pocket. I clean up the blood and pus as much as I can. They leave some stains on the carpet. Damn it, that's as much as I can get. I rush to the bathroom, hide the finger in the trash, and wash my hand as best as I can. When it appears clean enough, I try to make myself look presentable before heading back out. I sit back down with the other elders. Most of them only give me brief glances before returning to their conversations. Everything good, Andy? I try not to look down at the purple line on my hand. I look at Ethan and force a smile. Everything good, just burn myself is all. Why do you look more tense? You're not a secret werewolf, are you? My heart pounds. I try not to react. Why would he say that? The other elders laugh, and it pounds in my ears. Don't joke about that. His mother died from a werewolf attack. Relax, didn't mean nothing. Although my father did say that if he ever found one of those underground werewolf dens, he'd bust in guns blazing. The edges of my vision become blurry. Well, he'd had to find the den first. Well, he found this crusty sock in my closet, so I'd say that he could find anything. I wish him luck with that. Those werewolves are sneaky, being moon spirits and all. I'm trapped here. I can only listen. My heart and head are pounding. Do not react. Do not react. Through tunnel vision, I stare at the now cold food, poking at it distantly. Dad and I arrive home later in the afternoon. I'm still drained from everything that happened today. So, what happened to your hand? The purple line has faded since the incident, but apparently it's still noticeable enough to catch his attention. I accidentally set my hand on a hot stove. Yeah, it hurt. People were using the stoves? Yeah, Miss Pritchard used it to, keep her beef stew warm. I didn't know that. Makes sense, though. Her stew is best when it's hot. Sorry about that. Make sure that you run some cold water on that. I will. Andy, are you doing all right? Yeah, why do you ask? It's just that, you seem more tired as of late. My legs stiffen. Have you been staying up late? No, I just, haven't been sleeping super well. Oh, really? How come? His eyes scrutinize me. I feel like I'm standing naked in front of him. I guess I've been a little worried lately about the werewolves. Dad's face softens. Oh, I'm sorry. He steps forward and wraps his arms around me. I know it's kinda scary right now with the werewolves. He rubs my head as he offers his comfort. But I promise that I won't ever let them hurt you. Hell, I'll shoot one if they dare to even look at you. Just don't go out after dark, okay? My entire body becomes stiff. I have to force my breaths. Okay. Understood. What am I gonna do? I don't want you to meet the same fate as your mom. My stomach twists. I don't know how to respond to that. You know, she died protecting you. Really? Yeah, she was effortlessly brave. What happened to that werewolf? I killed it before it could do anything to you. His voice is dark, unnatural for a man like him. His response digs deep into me. Could I go to sleep earlier tonight? Yes, of course, if it will help you catch up on sleep. I love you, Andy. I love you too, Dad. The sun sets. When it gets fully dark, it's Oliver's turn again. I lock my bathroom door and cover my windows as I transform. I don't hear my dad wandering outside, but I'm not gonna take any risks. The moon won't be up for much longer tonight. Louise said the crescents were the really weird phases. Because of that, there might not be enough time to get to the den. I shouldn't risk it. I do wonder just how low the moon is right now, though. I step over to the window and lift my hand up to the vertical blinds. I lower my hand as soon as I see it. And I pray that I was just seeing things. But I look down at my right hand. And my fears are real. Where my pinky finger should be, there is a stump. The jagged bone pokes out of the bleeding flesh. And that weird pain slams me again, burning and freezing at the same time. Blood is dripping down from the stump. I close it tightly in my fist so that it doesn't drop onto the carpet. Is that because of earlier? How do I fix this? I need to stop the bleeding. I rush to the door. I crack it open and peek outside. I don't see any sign of Dad, and the bathroom is just a few steps away. Time freezes. I practically leap to the bathroom and shut myself inside. After making sure the door is locked, I yank out a handful of tissues and stuff them around the stump. They send a white-hot pain through my arm, and some tissues become soaked in red too quickly. I use more tissues, the same result. I try to rinse off the stump, but it's no use. This isn't going to stop bleeding so easily. And the burning pain is unbearable. What am I gonna... Everything freezes when I hear a knock at the door. Andy? I cannot move. Yes? I look at the mirror and see the black wolf staring back at me, reciprocating the fear in my eyes. What are you doing in there? I'm dead. I'm so fucking dead. I think that I ate something weird. Oh, do you feel like throwing up? I could bring you a bucket or... Nope, just... bowel problems. That's all. Oh, I see. Are you sure you're feeling okay? You're acting kind of weird. Please, God, save me. Yeah, I promise. Okay then. If you're really feeling sick though, just let me know, okay? Okay. I hold my breath. And I hear his footsteps walking away. I release the breath. My entire wolf body shakes as I hold the bleeding stump over the sink. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know how long I stand there, hopelessly staring at the bleeding finger, before something shifts in me. Before I know it, I'm Andy again. And my right hand has all 5 fingers. No more stump, no more bleeding. The pain still burns my hand like a sadistic phantom. I look normal now. I catch my breaths and try to slow my heart. There's still some blood on the counter, so I tidy up the bathroom as much as I can. I take some deep breaths before leaving the bathroom. The house is eerily quiet. The door to my father's bedroom is closed. He might be asleep all right. I feel some relief that he somehow didn't discover me like that. So as quickly and quietly as I can, I take the trash can and empty it in the larger bin outside, doing my damnedest to hide the bloody tissues. Then I head back to the bedroom, unease still bubbling within me. And that's where I'm going to leave it for today. The next part is going to be considerably longer, and I really didn't know where to cut it off, because if I were to cut it off at the middle of the whole recording, it would have cut off during a very important scene, and that would not have been good, because you would have been like, I was about just to watch these people, these werewolves, but like, no, I couldn't cut it off during there. It would have been funny if I did, but like, no. Anyways, we were introduced to Luis, the person, the werewolf, that is, I guess, in their own way, sort of guiding Oliver through his whole little werewolf situation. And we were also introduced to Zizi, the leader of the Charleston Werewolves. Well, not even leader, more so the werewolf who is manning the den. The main wolf, I guess. I refuse to use the alpha and whatever monikers because these are werewolves. They're not wolves. Also, that's very stupid. That's not a real thing in the wild. Anyways, just saw Andy, the human, cut off Oliver's finger, thinking that it's just, it's a weird little thing that's happening, I better just cut off this finger. And then when Oliver popped out, it's like, oh, my finger's missing. I'm bleeding. I mean, they did warn Oliver that throughout this whole section, he was going to be experiencing some weirdness with his transformation, but Andy didn't listen, or I suppose just didn't take into account the fact that, it might not have been a very good idea to chop off the finger. Especially how gruesome it was. Like, you really could have just, I don't know, wrapped the hand and say like, oh, it was just like, it's a really bad infection. I might just have to go home or something and just go away. But I think the dad was there, maybe, because, I mean, it's a whole bunch of like church elders, so I'm assuming the dad has to be there because he's like the main person at their church. So yeah. Also, since they're using the church elder word and the name of the Melchizedek whatever church, I'm assuming that they're Mormons. So like a lot of like the funny little interactions that Oliver had at the den, where he's like, oh my god, that's sinful, could probably be explained by the fact that he's Mormon. A very, not all Mormons, but I suppose most Mormons are very sheltered when it comes to certain things, so yeah. Anyways, what else? Also, the whole, there's a lot of symbolism in the story, aside from the werewolves, which, like, it becomes very obvious when you're editing a recording of the whole visual novel, so, like, like, oh yeah, I get why they included this particular scene and stuff. But yeah. Anyway, so what are your thoughts? Write it down in the comments, and thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play A Werewolf in Charleston, or any of the other visual novels by Reheto Raven, or any of the other Maywolf visual novels, you can do so by going down to the link in the description, which should have a direct link for the itch.io pages. And if you would like to support Reheto, they do have a Patreon for their the story, the theater that they're writing. And if you would like to support the channel, consider becoming a channel member, which gives you earlier access to these videos as they're being scheduled. This is going up, hopefully, if I am able to upload it, on the 8th of June, but the public most likely won't be able to see it until the last week of June, I think. So yeah, you know. And there's 2 other Maywolf visual novels that I'm going to read, which won't even come out until July. And then after that, there's going to be, what's that name of the visual novel? With that stupid little weasel. Not Infinite Space. It's the one where Bronca and Zuberi are. And Ptolemy. I already forgot the name of the... Void Dreamer. After those 2 visual novels, which are shorter, I will be working on Void Dreaming. But yeah, you won't be able to see those if you're just a normal subscriber until July. But the channel members will be able to watch it as soon as I am recording it and uploading it. But anyway, so yeah, consider becoming a channel member. Also, if you can't support through that, but you would still like to support through another way, I do have a Ko-fi, and any form of support is appreciated, really. So if you can, just give the videos a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, I have a throne, so yeah. Anyway, so I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.